guys, happy Tuesday. Long time no see. It is Tuesday, March 25th, I think. Almost 10 o'clock. I'm parked outside Abstract Studio, Katie's amazing hair salon, because we are about to do the incredible transformation. We're doing the lighter hair for summer. I don't have a lot of time to update you guys right now at the second, but I fully plan on doing it later. What I did want to say is, you guys know this is a space where I do not clickbait. I don't do rage click. I don't, I'm just me. I really go out of my way to just not do anything to get any extra attention. I just hit record and just exist, right? So it was not my intention to leave you guys in the last vlog. It was not my intention to just drop off the face of the earth. That was not the plan. In fact, we have talked about the daily vlogs and how much we've been enjoying them. And it just so happens that like that day, the event with kids, the incident with my son at school, it just, when I tell you that it was pretty much like opening the door to an avalanche, it was absolutely bananas. The interesting part is that Mateo's incident at school is like a sprinkle in the entire cake of the situation at this point. So it was almost like God was like desensitizing me with that event. So in a nutshell, he was doing something in school with another friend of his. It's a group of 3 boys. Mateo is friends with one of the boys. That boy is friends with another one of the boys. So Mateo and the other boy are not friends. They have a friend in common, right? So Mateo and his friend were designing a game. The other little boy felt excluded, so he kept asking to be invited. And when the 2 boys didn't include him in the design of this game, he waited for Mateo to walk away and took his tennis racket and hit him with it on his back, his ear, his head. I guess you could say it was like a child having a moment of rage. So it was a very uncomfortable situation, because like, how do you even respond to that? And it's really difficult when you don't have the whole story, or you're not even there. So you're just getting a piece here from one kid, a piece here from another kid. The school couldn't even find it on their security system, or so they say, which I don't believe it. The district we're a part of is one of those districts where they just really want to make sure things go away really fast. You know, they want to keep their standing as, you know, the top district in the nation and whatever. So they make a lot of things disappear. They make a lot of things go away. However, what hasn't gone away is the $500 emergency room bill that we have to prove that our son had a concussion. That's just one example, you guys. But when I tell you that in the last 2 weeks, my life has completely unraveled, I have to go in. I have like 2 minutes to go in and get ready for the transformation, but it has been bananas, absolutely bananas. I had to talk to one of my friends and I was like, I need to get back to work. Like, I need to feed my children. I need to pay my mortgage. I need to get back to work. But I also don't want to portray something that's, you know, not correct or not going on or not how I'm feeling. And she's like, you know what? A lot of adults go through things and they have to pick themselves up and go to work and pretend like nothing's going on behind closed doors. A lot of people have tragedy that happens in their life and they still have to suck it up because they got to pay the bills, right? How is this any different? So we have done a really good job at creating a community here where you guys just let me exist. And you guys are so generous with your time, where you come here so that life feels normal. This is a place where we've never discussed very strong personal opinions. We haven't discussed politics. We haven't discussed current events. We haven't discussed anything that would ruffle any feathers. I'm just me with what's going on. However, in this moment in time, my family's going through something pretty serious, and I do have to and would like to keep it private, and it's not something that I want to monetize or cannibalize. Maybe at some point I'll go into details, maybe in the future I'll share, but just like my divorce, the reason for it, and all of those details, I really kept private it just feels gross to share that kind of stuff. What I will say is my boys are healthy. Parker is great, also healthy. I don't know why I left that out. The girls are great, the girls are healthy. I'm great, I'm healthy. I've been on HRT now for almost 2 months. Actually, it was February, March, yeah, about 2.5 months now. And I still feel great. However, I have had this moment where I sort of leveled out, and I called my friend, the one that told me about it in the first place. And I was like, did you feel like this? Is this how I feel sad normally? Or is this a like black and white bad sad that I was feeling before my hormones? She's like, well, when you've gone without for so long, and then you start this treatment that really works, you're gonna have that like spike or euphoric moment, but then you do level out. But after doing the treatment, I guess you have to do it for 3 months, the same dose for 3 months to see how it functions. And then if it's a good fit, you stay on it. If not, they increase. So I'm at about the halfway point, and I don't feel bad, but I don't feel as good as I did. So there's like, I don't know, I'll occasionally wake up with a hot sweat, not every day, not maybe once a week. I do feel my feelings a little bit more intense now. They're not as leveled out. So I was a little worried when I just started, because things that would typically upset me, I was like, it's no big deal. And so I don't like each pole of the spectrum. I didn't like to not really care about a lot of things or not be reactionary, but I also didn't like being so prickly. So a month and a half, I definitely feel like I probably do need an increase, but I also want to stick to the 3 months that we agreed and then do a recheck. So I'm gonna go in now and get my hair done, and then when we come back, I will tell you sort of like a life update. It's really not as salacious, and like it's not, aside from our personal family matter, it's really not. It's kind of one of those situations where you just get knocked down and knocked down and knocked down, and then you get kicked while you're down and kicked while you're down and kicked while you're down. And you don't even get that opportunity to get back up before something else happens. You guys, from like, have like your dog having a hole on her back, or having to dog sit 2 dogs that are beyond help. Oh my goodness. Trust me, it's the last time I'm bringing Salvador to my house, okay? But anyway, I'm 1 minute late now. I gotta go inside. You guys, from 10 to 2 and a free tan. I was like, hey, Katie, I didn't know I came in for a tan as well. No, I did not. First of all, Katie's salon is epic. They do injectables, they do spray tans. It's like med spa meets, she has like, what is that called when like you can have like a little like salon space? Like there's little salons inside her salon. You know what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of them around where you basically have like your own space to do whatever beauty related stuff. So she has curated like this amazing team. And so it's like, I didn't know I came here for hair and a tan, but like not an actual tan. This is just my skin tone with a lighter hair color. I don't even recognize myself, like my reflection. I'm like, who's that girl? I was using a lip tint, so now it looks like I have lip liner from talking so much. All I'm gonna say is, when you are going through the grips of hell, like you are being tried. This is a trial, you guys. When you are being put through the ringer and you are being tried to your core, little things like going for a walk, getting your hair done, getting a pedicure, buying yourself a treat that you enjoy, they're so paramount to your survival So when I sat in her chair, I was like, I am going through hell right now, and I need to do something dramatic. So aside from shaving my head, what can we do? And she's like, well, show me your inspiration pictures. And this is the thing that I love about my relationship with Katie, is that I trust her. I will show her just this, this, and this. What do you think about this picture? And she'll tell you like, that's not what you think it is. This probably would work better. This we've done in the past, but a little bit different. And ultimately, every single time I sit in her chair, I end up saying, do whatever you want, I trust you. Just take it wherever you want. And that's exactly what I did. I showed her 2 pictures. None of them look like this. And she's like, can we just do what we've done in the past, but just make it as light as we can make it in this session? Because I showed her, actually, let me show you guys. This picture was like my favorite picture of all of them. I had the Frenchies pulled up because I was showing her. She has Frenchies as well. Look at this. So that was like my vision. And she's like, that's really light. We've never done you that light. You would look great, but it's probably going to take more than 1 session. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, do I pretty much said, do what you want. Do what you want. And she's like, let's just aim for what we've done in the past, but we'll take it as light as we can. And hopefully like it's light enough. If not, you can just come back and we do it lighter. So I was like, okay, cool. I sat there from 10 to 2. And this is what we did. I wish I could show you guys, like, maybe when I get home, I'll go out back and show you guys, but I feel like I look younger. Do I look younger? Oh my God, you guys, I have missed you so much. And as much as this feels like catching up with an old friend, sitting across the table and like eating some chips, drinking some coffee, there's like so much going on, and it's so difficult and it's so hard. And I know you guys are gonna respect my need for privacy on this matter, and I feel like a celebrity. Well, I want you to respect our privacy at this. No, like it's just a really hard time for my family right now, and it's never a good feeling when you get forced to make really tough decisions. It just feels gross, you know. And my ultimate goal is to have healthy, happy, thriving children that don't have to heal from their childhoods. Like, that's been my ultimate goal as a parent when I became a mom, was I want my children to have a childhood they don't need healing from. Is that realistic? No. But can I put forth the effort to get them close to that? Probably. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm cooking in my car right now. The first 5 minutes of this portion of the vlog felt really nice. Sitting in a warm car cooking like a baby cat. I don't know why I said baby cat, you mean kitten? But now I'm pretty sure the faucet in my armpits has been turned on. So I'm gonna get going. There was an accident with an egg truck yesterday at a police department that Parker was teaching at. And he came home with like 6 dozen eggs. So last night, I hard-boiled a dozen of them. And this morning I was so hungry, but nothing breakfasty sounded good. So I just whipped up this like really fast egg salad with the hard-boiled eggs, some cucumbers. Just hear me out, it was really good. Hard-boiled eggs, cucumbers, bell peppers, a little bit of mayo, dill relish, and a splash of mustard, just yellow mustard, and some salt. And I ate it with pita chips. It's actually still, my tummy still feels full, but I really want to stop by and like get curly fries somewhere, you know, or like French fries to just complete the day. I can't do something this good and then not treat myself to like something delicious. This is a problem. This makes no sense, you know, like healthy limits. And then I complain about my mano belly. Want to say hi to your friends? Do you want to say hi to your friends? Look, we match now. We're both blondes. We are. You want to tell your friends how you really scared your mother? No? How about, do you want to tell your friends how you had a raging infection and didn't complain about it? Or how about how you were super sick and nobody knew? because you never complained or winced or cried or smelled or whimpered? No? Got it. So it was more like a pause for dramatic effect kind of thing? Just pleasure interviewing you. Can we show them your wound? I mean, you can't see anything now, but gosh, if I showed you guys, I mean, I guess I could do like a, hey, gross warning, but then I'd rather just not do it. You know, you don't deserve to see pussy gaping wounds. Okay, so we have a very busy afternoon. Daniel has a baseball game. He has to be there at 6:30, and it's 80 degrees outside. It's 40 in the mornings and 80 in the afternoons. Does it look like I cried? It's probably just from the sink. I have like watermarks. Katie's assistant was washing and drying my hair, and like I was looking in the mirror and my ear looked black, and I was like, I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't tell. My ear was black. I'm like, that's weird. I had my AirPod in this ear. I only like to wear one at a time because I feel like I'm drowning. And I had it in this ear, and I took it out before they rinsed me, and my ear was black. And I was like, what? It was the toner, like freaking out for a glop of like toner in my ear. I was like, oh no, what's wrong with my hair? You guys, like, what? I text Parker immediately, which I never do. We had this conversation before, like where I leave him on red because I don't think it requires a response. So I'm not really a proactive texter, if I'm super honest, because your girl's always busy. Like here, let me give you an example. So my appointment was from 10 to 2, and I knew that I was gonna be gone for a very long time. And because I knew I was going to be gone, I left the washer running with our linens because our bed linens haven't been washed in a minute. I try to wash them once a week. It's been over 2 weeks. And I use the guise of Parker's been out of town, so like that side of the bed's not really being used. It's gross. So I like left the washer running. I left the steaks marinating for dinner. This is the sauce or whatever that I'm going to roast the asparagus in. I just didn't leave the asparagus in it because then they get limpy and like gross. And then my rice cooker has the rice, the butter, and the chicken bouillon in it so that I could just add water and turn it on. That way, like, we're ready to go. But this is just like, I can't catch a break, you guys. When I tell you, Daniel has that little eczema spot on his arm, and it's in a tough place, okay? Like, he has it right in the crease of his arm. And we know it's eczema. Everybody knows it's eczema, but it got so bad that Parker's like, we should probably take him to the dermatologist. And I was like, I agree with you. So we made an appointment with Parker's dermatologist, which is the one that caught the melanoma on his shoulder. Caught and cut. Do you guys remember Parker had like a 2x2 square removed from his back? So he was going once a month, and he started going once every 3 months, and once every 6 months, and I think he goes once a year now. He hates going because he has to get super naked. I don't know why I'm laughing when I get pap smears all the time. Anyway, so we made an appointment with that doctor, and sure enough, it is eczema. The doctor was like, just use Vaseline. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, just coat it in Vaseline. Are you sure? She's like, yep, and I'll see you in 2 weeks, and it's going to be gone. It wasn't gone. In fact, it probably leveled out, and it didn't get worse, but it really didn't get better. He went on his little spring break trip, still pretty bad. And I mean, I guess the Vaseline stopped it from getting worse, but it didn't make it go away. So we went back yesterday for our 2-week checkup, and our doctor wasn't available, and they tried to bump our appointment. And I was like, hell no, he hasn't gotten any better. We need to keep our appointment. Well, then someone else has to see him. I'm like, actually, that's a good idea. Let's do that. So we saw the other dermatologist, and she's like, let's just err on the side of caution and say we do have maybe something happening there. So they gave us an antibiotic ointment and a steroid cream. Isn't Neosporin an antibiotic ointment? Because that's what I was using on him before when it wasn't improving.
She feels very confident that this is what's going to do be the combo that fixes it. A little layer of antibiotic ointment and then a layer over everything of the steroid cream. We're just hoping. But you guys, when I tell you, and like I said, this vlog is nothing exciting. I mean, nothing exciting. I really got to get the flat iron out though, because I'm frizzing out. Luckily, like, Katie's a f***ing goddess. Like, there was zero breakage. I was like, show me the foils. I was like, if I'm going this light, I'm gonna have a ton of damage, right? She's like, no. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, if you do it right, that's not supposed to happen. And along the way, she kept showing me, she showed me the foils, like my hair's not snapping or crunching. She even asked me, she's like, do you want a haircut? I was like, well, did you see any split ends or anything yucky, or did my ends get really dry or crispy? She's like, no, but we can give you a trim. And I was like, hell no. If it's not crunchy, crispy, or split, and it's not, I don't see anything. I don't know. She's a goddess when it comes to hair, let me tell you. What were we talking about? Hair, Daniel. Oh yeah, like I said, I'm like, this isn't really an exciting vlog. It's just a, hey, you guys, I'm so appreciative of how many of you guys have checked in. I didn't mean to worry anybody, but I really couldn't. You know, that reel or short, sorry about the double chin. You know that reel or short around Christmas time where the mom's like, I'm really trying to let my kids decorate the tree on their own, but then they insert that mom that's like screaming silently. You know which one I'm talking about? I wish I could find it, but like, how do you even Google that? But she's like nothing's coming out. She's really trying to hold it back, but she's just shrieking, screaming, crazy. That's literally the current state of affairs. Actually, if I hadn't had this appointment with Katie, I'd probably be on the brink of some kind of mentee beat, if I'm honest. But I feel great. I like how I look. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. It's exciting. You know, to me, it symbolizes a new season, literally and figuratively, because the warmth is here. The days are longer. That automatically makes me nicer and happier. But also, this is a new chapter. This is a new chapter where, like, Mama Bear don't play. Like, I don't. I really don't. I will burn down an entire city to protect my kids. And that's it. That's the bottom line. There is no room for confusion, misinterpretation, interpretation. That's it. It's Mama Bear mode. Like, Mama Bear mode through and through. But I do inherently, innately care, and I care about others, and I care about how I make others feel, and I care about how I come across, and I care about how I treat others. Like, I care too much, and I feel so awful that I just jumped off the board, like the diving board, and you never saw me again for a couple of weeks. Like, that literally wasn't the plan, you guys. But when I tell you that it was like one thing after another, after another, after another, after another, and I know we've talked about this before, but the severity of the one things after another were far beyond anything I've ever experienced in my life. So it's been pretty challenging to get back into a routine, like really challenging, because so much of the stuff that I need to do in this moment requires me to just drop what I'm doing and do it. And I'm not used to that. I'm not used to being on call in any capacity. I've always had my own schedule. I have my own routine. I know what system works. But to be kind of on call to a phone call or a meeting or an email or signing a document is like, I'm not used to it. And I don't take it gracefully. You guys, when I tell you the someone's cursed me for sure. But like, in the midst of all of this, with like really like stressful stuff that's occurring with my family, just to paint a picture. So we're going through really stressful times, you know, like Brandon's going away for college. Like, that's a huge change. Mateo gets assaulted at school. That's a big deal for the family. The boys, like, baseball season is in full swing. That is a huge stressor for the family. And these are like the happier things that I'm sharing with you. Obviously, there's yucky things like Sophia's raging infection. Watching co-parents' dogs while they were on spring break. You know, when you think, like, I have a very compassionate and open-minded mentality when it comes to dogs. whether they're rescue dogs, whether you're borrowing someone's dogs or helping dog sit. Like, I have a very slow to react, compassionate, patient mentality because I've had abused pets that require a lot of patience and a lot of grace. And so when I had them over here, I was like, okay, it's going to take them a little bit to adjust, and everything's new and smells like different, and it's very exciting. They need an exorcism. Like, God made them cute because they are demons that have possessed these adorable little gremlin bodies. Those dogs are possessed. I can't say those dogs because Lilo the girl is perfection. She is like a puddle of love that just melts into your body. However, Salvador he escaped from a very deep part of the earth. Like, he's on the run from the depths. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's very cute, but he was a dictator at some point somewhere, because that was a challenge. Just to paint you a picture of all the stuff that I've mentioned, and then just throw in like 3 or 4 really life-altering moments that are very hurtful to a family, plus all your smoke detectors run out of battery at the same time. I'm not kidding. All the smoke detectors in this home, which it's technically my fault because we bought this house in 2020 and they still had the batteries from the original owners, because we don't buy the kid battery brand, kid. And so one went off and I couldn't hear it overnight because I sleep with the sound machine, because I sleep next to a walrus. And I was like, is that a chirping? No, it's probably just Salvador crying, because he cried from, I told you, they cried all night. Did I mention that, or did I forget to mention? They cried all night, every night, all night. So I was like, it's just one of the dogs whimpering, whatever. And I wake up and then I hear a chirp and I'm like trying to find it. And when I'm trying to find it, I'm upstairs. I hear it downstairs and I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. Did the sound travel? Because I know sound travels. All the smoke detectors went off at the same. They were all chirping. You guys, I am being tried. This is crazy. Anyway, Daniel's about to get out of school. I need to wrap up this vlog. I wanted to share my hair with you guys. I wanted to share sort of a mildly flavored life update. I'm not going to promise daily vlogs, but I am going to continue to vlog. So if we have a day where there is no vlog, it's probably because my day was on fire, or because I was doing something that is not something that I felt comfortable sharing given the circumstances right now. And I know I'm being vague, and I know that probably drives some of you guys bananas, but when have I ever given you any details about my divorce? You know, there are some things that I will gladly be an open book with, like my relationship with my parents. I will be transparent. I will discuss it. I will discuss things like therapy, my own stuff, or even, you know, needs that my family requires. But there are some things that you just have to keep close to the heart. So what I'm asking from you guys is just a little bit of patience, a little bit of grace. I will do my best to continue doing my job, because this is what it is for me and for my family. I do it because it provides me with a sense of purpose, but it also allows me to put a roof over my kids' heads, to feed our family. And it's important. It is my job. And even through your grimmest, darkest of moments, you got to get up and go to work, right? And it was about time for me to just get up and come to work. So I feel like I've put forth a lot of effort into creating a community that feels safe, that we can come and check out and just relax, and the world feels normal, and that we're all going through stuff. So we meet here, we get together, and we get a little bit of normal. And that's what I've always promised to do, and that is what I continue to promise doing. But for now, this is something that I really want to keep close to my heart. And what I will say is I do want to ask if you guys can keep me in your prayers, me and my family and my boys, my husband, the girls. Like, keep us in your prayers. Our family needs a lot of, there's a duck
on my neighbor's roof right now. I see what you're doing. I'm about to start crying online. And then he's like, no, you gotta be strong. You said mama bear. You said mama bear. Here's a duck. There's a duck on the roof. The only way this could get any better, this beautiful hair, is if that duck splashed into my pool. Have I ever told you that? Like there's 2 ducks that come once a year for one day and they go boom and they like missile launch themselves into the pool. But then they leave. It's a beautiful moment because I'm always here when it happens. Anyway, it feels a little selfish of me to ask, and it also feels a little brazen, like, okay, I just disappear off the face of the earth. I don't give you guys an explanation, and then I come back and I'm like, there's something really bad that happened that I can't talk to you guys about it, but can you pray for me? It's kind of but I would do this in real life with my real friends, and I wish you guys would do the same with me. You know what I mean? Like, I have my friend Jen, the one that told me about the perimenopause doctor that changed my life, saved my life. She's like, because I kept saying, okay, this is the last thing I'm going to ask you. This is the last thing I'm going to ask you. I'm sorry, I don't want to bother you, but I couldn't get it on Google. She's like, can you stop? Can you stop doing that? Like, this is what friendships do. Like, you do this. It's not like a tally. You don't keep track. You don't apologize for asking. Like, I chose to be your friend, and this comes with the territory. And I'd like to think that if I have these many questions, you're going to answer them as well. So I'm working on it. So if you guys can keep our family in your prayers, I know you guys will be respectful of our privacy. And I love my community for that same reason. Maybe this is a good opportunity for you guys to keep it light and airy for me as well. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you come here to distract yourself, to disassociate, to take a break from the mental stressors of everyday life. Maybe you can do that for me as well. Maybe you can tell me about your new puppy or a new job that you're starting, because I don't know, sharing good news is still sharing good news and putting that good energy out there. So let me know something good that's been going on in your life, something happy that's been going on, some good news. Do you have a baby I can hold? I need all my good news bears to come together and leave me some positive news, something that'll make us smile. And I promise to keep showing up. I don't know when, I don't know to what capacity, I don't know how often, but I'm gonna show up because it's mama bear mode. She's in her mama bear era, you know what I'm saying? This new hair is making me real sassy. Maybe it's because I look nicer now, so like I can push the envelope. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I missed you, and I gotta go get my tiny coconut. I love you. You say bye to your friends? You say, oh, hold on, look at that. Oh, look at that. Don't look at Sophia. Look at my blonde hair. Say bye to your friends. She's not. She's out.